Hello luxury watch lovers! In this channel I cover the background, fundamental design features, and things to consider before buying your watch. If you have a luxury watch that you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments below. In this video, I will cover the 10 stunning Moonphase watches for 2022. As the name suggests, a Moonphase watch has a complication that keeps track of the moon's phases. With just a glance, you can tell if the moon is full, half, quarter, or new. While Moonphase watches are easy to read, they're incredibly complex inside. It takes some carefully crafted machinery to represent lunar cycles, which are approximately 29.5 days long. In most cases, there are not one but two moons that are displayed on a disc, with 59 teeth that advance once per day. The 59 teeth divided by the two moons gives us 29.5 days per lunar cycle. This means that the moons switch from month to month, but still represent the correct phase of the moon, which is revealed through an aperture. Most often, the aperture shows the current phase by hiding portions of the moon that is displayed, as this is much easier than having separate illustrations for each phase. Starting at number 10, Baume and Mercier Clifton Baumatic. The Clifton Baumatic 10436 is a classy men's automatic date watch that is created with an in-house mechanical self-winding movement. Its balanced design pairs a classic black alligator strap with a white dial that has the recognizable date aperture at 3 o'clock and both hour and minute time markers. A transparent sapphire caseback that allows for the observation of the COSC automatic movement completes the steel case. Zooming in on its design features, we're looking at the Baume and Mercier Clifton Baumatic 10436, which has a case size of 40mm and a thickness of 10.5mm. The Baumatic BM14 movement allows for a power reserve of up to 120 hours. The dial is protected by a sapphire crystal and it has a water resistance of up to 30 meters. You're looking at about $2,717 for this watch. Onwards to number 9, Agelocer Original Men's Watch with 3D Moonphase watch dial. This men's watch with 3D Moonphase dial has an aventurine glass dial that depicts a starry night sky and a 3D engraved moon that shows the famous and mysterious phases of the moon. It has a comfortable fit with its cowhide leather strap made in Italy. Quick strap changes are possible because of the folding buckle's adjustable length and spring bar mechanism, which includes an additional interchangeable strap. This watch is appropriate for all settings, all types of attire, and any personal style. The moon phases will eventually revolve automatically on your wrist and are valuable for gift giving or collection. Let's take a look at some of its design features. We're looking at the Agelocer Original Men's Watch with 3D Moonphase watch dial, which has a case size of 40mm, a thickness of 11mm, and a lug width of 20mm. Its Swiss movement allows for a power reserve of up to 80 hours. The dial is protected by a sapphire crystal and it has a water resistance of up to 50 meters. You'll be amazed to know that this watch only costs about $467. Hopping across to number 8, Girard-Perregaux 1966 Blue Moon. This timepiece carries on Girard from Perregaux's Earth to Sky theme, which serves as the overarching theme for its 2019 collection. The collection includes not only a brand new family, the Laureato Absolute, but also newly reimagined variations of current models, such as the vintage 1945 Earth to Sky edition that we are currently reviewing here. The 1966 Blue Moon sports a dark blue dial that evokes the night sky and a casing made of black DLC treated microblasted steel. The sapphire crystal covering the dial and the circular 40mm diameter casing are both water resistant to 30 meters. The said dial is softly curved, has a gradient appearance with a deep blue core fading to black at the borders, and is made in the same manner as other dials in the 1966 series, including thin baton hour markers and curved leaf-shaped hands. Let's take a look at some of its design features. We're looking at the Girard-Perregaux 1966 Blue Moon, which has a case size of 40mm, a thickness of 9.8mm, and a lug width of 16mm. Its automatic movement allows for a power reserve of up to 46 hours. The dial is protected by a sapphire crystal and it has a water resistance of up to 30 meters. This watch does come in at a higher budget of around $9,600. Another lunar legend at number 7. Rolex Cellini Moonphase M50535 The Rolex Cellini Moonphase features a white lacquer dial with a blue enamel disc at the 6 o'clock position that displays the full moon and the new moon, with the former being represented by a meteorite applique and the latter by a silver ring. As the full moon and new moon cycle through the lunar cycle, the moon phase can be read using the indicator that is placed at 12 o'clock on the subdial. The Cellini Moonphase's center hand, which has a crescent moon at its point, also serves to show the date along the dial's perimeter. The Cellini's exquisite lugs, polished finish, and double bezel, one domed and the second delicately fluted, add a touch of distinction. The round shape, traditional 39mm diameter, and cases only available in 18-karat gold produced by Rolex in its foundry are hallmarks of tradition. This fluting, a defining characteristic of Rolex watches, is also visible on the screw-down case back, which is shaped like it did in earlier times. Taking a closer look at some of its design features, we're looking at the Rolex Cellini Moonphase M50535 which has a case size of 39mm and a lug width of 18mm. Its automatic movement allows for a power reserve of up to 48 hours. The dial is protected by a sapphire crystal and it has a water resistance of up to 50 meters. And this watch also raises the bar at a price of around $26,750. Getting traditional with the number 6. Certina DS8 Chronograph Moonphase. Back to the traditional Moonphase chronograph watches. Here's a modern design from Certina, a well-known Swiss company that is rarely known outside of its borders. It has a brown leather strap and a stainless steel case, a stainless steel bezel that is fixed. Index hour markers and brilliant rose gold tone hands decorate the brown dial. Minute markings are placed around the rim. It is an analog type of dial, with markers and hands that glow. A date display is located at 4 o'clock. The 60-second, 60-minute, and moon phase or average duration of lunar cycle indicators are displayed on 3 subdials. Taking a closer look at some of its design features, we're looking at the Certina DS8 Chronograph Moonphase, which has a case size of 42mm, a thickness of 12mm, and a lug width of 21mm. It has a Swiss quartz movement and its dial is protected by a sapphire crystal. It also has a water resistance of up to 100 meters. And you can expect to pay about $700 for this watch. Meeting at the halfway mark is number 5. Arnold & Son HM Perpetual Moon 1GLAR A01A. The Arnold & Son HM Perpetual Moon is a unique timepiece in several respects. With one of the largest displays you can find, the Moonphase indicator here takes center stage in contrast to other watches with complexity. The 11.2mm golden moon is painstakingly handcrafted to seem as realistic as possible and then replicated with a stamping technique for commercial watches. It is tucked inside a guilloche disc with a printed constellation. Your attention is mysteriously drawn to the 29mm Moonphase display, which is located on the top half of the dial. The HM Perpetual Moon is offered in stainless steel or rose gold, with a dial that is either creamy in color or blue with a guilloche pattern. The timepiece is not only excellent in terms of cosmetic execution, but also on a technical level. The in-house ANS 1512 movement from Arnold & Son provides a Moonphase display that is incredibly accurate with only 1 day's fluctuation every 122 years. The watch is effective and precise because the manufacturer decided to incorporate the complexity within the caliber rather than add it as a module to the movement. Zooming in on its design features, we're looking at the Arnold & Son HM Perpetual Moon 1GLAR A01A, which has a case size of 42mm, a thickness of 11mm, and a lug width of 29mm. It has an ANS 1512 movement, which allows for a power reserve of up to 90 hours. Its dial is protected by a sapphire crystal, and for this watch, you can expect to pay about $16,900. Using the power of the sun at number 4, Citizen Men's Watch AV300650H. Being an eco-drive, this model has the great benefit of being solar-powered and never needing a battery replacement. The window material is sapphire crystal, which is more than 20 times harder than acrylic crystals, and around 3 times as hard as mineral crystals. The dial is made of distinctive gray steel, while the inner mechanism is built of Japanese quartz. The bracelet's 5 links are made of stainless steel and screws run through each link for ultimate security. The watch's subdials, including the one that shows the Moonphase, are either blue or gray. The phases, on the other hand, are orange with a blue background, creating a beautiful 3-dimensional impression. An athletic lifestyle can become more elegant thanks to this durable design. Let's take a look at its design features. We're looking at the Citizen Men's Watch AV300650H, which has a case size of 44mm, a thickness of 14mm, and a lug width of 23mm. It has a Japanese quartz movement. Its dial is protected by an acrylic crystal, and it has a water resistance of up to 100 meters. You can expect to pay about $1,750 for this watch. Getting closer to the top is number 3, Junghans German-made Moonphase. The Junghans Moonphase watch is the epitome of minimalism and German engineering. No subdials, Line markers in place of numbers and a simple design provide a foundation for the similarly understated Moonphase. A strap made of silky, authentic brown leather ties everything together. Germans are also big proponents of sustainability. Therefore, this watch is powered by your arm movement and doesn't require batteries as long as you are moving. This is your best option if you want a high-end watch that blends in, and few people would realize that it contains a more sophisticated Moonphase mechanism. Let's review a few of its design features. We're looking at the Junghans German-made Moonphase, which has a case size of 40.4mm, a lug width of 21mm, and a lug-to-lug of 45mm. For movement, it has an ETA 2824 WDD module. Its dial is protected by an acrylic crystal, and it has a water resistance of up to 30 meters. You can expect to pay about $1,900 for this watch. Moving on to a fan favorite at number 2. Omega Speedmaster Moonphase Master Co-Axial Watch. For the ultimate watch lover, we have this blue fantasy, one of the few watches that can claim to have seen all 6 lunar landings. No luxury was spared in its design, which also includes a scratch-resistant sapphire crystal with anti-reflective treatment, 18-karat Certina TM gold indexes and hands, a certified master chronometer recognized by Metas, and a blue ceramic tachymetric bezel, as well as anti-magnetic. Even though the cost precludes many potential buyers, it reflects how incredible this piece is. The Moonphase display is amazing. Rather than merely showing a circle, it shows shadows and craters on the moon that are quite realistic. An astronaut would love this watch. Zooming in on its design features, we're looking at the Omega Speedmaster Moonphase Master Co-Axial Watch, which has a case size of 44mm, a thickness of 7.6mm, and a lug width of 21mm. It has an automatic self-winding movement which allows for a power reserve of up to 60 hours. Its dial is protected by a sapphire crystal, and it has a water resistance of up to 100 meters. For this quality piece, you can expect to pay about $10,700 for this watch. And taking the number 1 spot is the HERMÈS ARCEAU de la LUNE. A watch that is not invisible to anyone. With its avant-garde presentation, this HERMÈS design, which costs just a little less than the Rolex, may be seen in a fashion show or an art gallery. On a pitch-black starry night, 2 realistic moons are covered by mother-of-pearl dials that indicate the time and date. Some variants of the dial background, borrowing a page from Rolex's playbook, are constructed from the meteorite, enhancing the futuristic vibe. The 18-karat white gold case and matte black leather strap increase its appeal to all people. There is no doubt that people will notice this beautiful sculpture. Henri de Rogny's 1978 ARCEAU case, with its asymmetrical lugs, transforms into a lunar crater made of meteorite stone, and the lacquered dials, which are drawn in like satellites, show Arabic numbers in a characteristic sloping font. Depending on the variant, the matte alligator strap for this haute horlogerie watch is either black, Havana, or Veronese green. Taking a look at its design features, we're looking at the HERMÈS ARCEAU de la LUNE, which has a case size of 43mm and a lug width of 22mm. It has an H1837 movement. Its dial is protected by a sapphire crystal, and it has a water resistance of up to 30 meters. In terms of budget, you can choose between the lunar model for $43,000 or the Black Sahara model for $54,100. And this wraps up my review of what I think are the 10 stunning Moonphase watches for 2022. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. I will also provide links for all the watches mentioned below. Thank you for watching this video. Nothing helps my channel more than you watching right through to the very end. These videos do take a long time to make but are a labor of love. If you enjoy this type of content, let me know in the comments. And remember, time is your greatest asset.